I remember having a sack that was packed with them gas, and on the side of my hip, I was packing a gas. I had to pass an alleyway. Niggas knew I had racks. I was on my way home. I would go and count stacks. I fucked the baddest of hoes. I was broke, fat, and black. It must have been some type of magic. Put my shit down exact, bitch. Let's get it. Before Ghostface Killer, I had supreme clientele. Didn't know if I was selling it or they was buying it well. Ever since I was a kid, I've been a wishing well. Terrence Trent, Darby up the trenches where the fishes dwell. I like my girl's natural pussy, got a slight fishy smell. I don't need roses or flowers, cause I don't kiss and tell. She calling me daddy, I'm a different kind of individual. This is well documented. Fuck the plug, I'm the socket. I be shitting on niggas with my aura from the heart. Ask about me from Seattle to Florida. I mean Maine to San Diego. I don't rock off-white, bitch, I rock my own label. I got cash in the bank, cash off the work. I got cash in my pocket, I got cash on my shirt. Cash in the bank, cash off the work. I got cash in my pocket, I got cash on my shirt. I swear I've been real humble with you niggas, but it stops now. Niggas had that run, but it's time for me to pop out. Niggas had all of these summers, but still ain't out. They ain't want to give me my shine, they told me not now. Niggas can get all of the money, but still ain't got style. Niggas can get all of the guns, but still get shot down. Niggas got used to the top, but that's my spot now. I converted the coupe, I orchestrated from the top down. Now I'm in a convertible coupe with the top down. Before Corona, I had masks locking the block down. This ain't Balone, see they asking what I rock now. Listen, I got cash in the bank, cash off the work. I got cash in my pocket, I got cash on my shirt. Cash in the bank, cash off the work. I got cash in my pocket, I got cash on my shirt. I remember having a sack that was packed with some sacks. On the side of my hip, I was packing a gat. I had to pass an alleyway. Niggas knew I had racks. I was on my way home, where I would go to count stacks. I fucked the baddest of hoes. I was broke, fat, and black. It must have been some type of magic. Put my shit down exact, bitch. She wanna fly away, we gon' get fly today. Resorts, not no hotels, so we can ride away. Top 10, top echelon, this is a private place. Show me your private parts, I promise that you gon' get high today. Roll up that Mary Jane, pull up that Tanqueray. You were so used to those names, but now you a game today. Pull out that G-string out, we at the beach today. I was busy getting money, baby, but now I got time today. Now I got time today, yeah, I got time today. No stress, I be so blessed, pull out that lingerie. Oh yes, say that's slow sex, tell me the time and place. No, I got time today, no, I got time today, yeah. She wanna fly to space, hop in the cockpit. Then that's my private bag, she stay in the pocket. Give me that pussy, you know that I like it. Say it's all about me, I am the topic. That's what she taught me. Said no one can stop me. They fly private jets, we in the rocket. No, I got time today, no, we got time to play. No stress, and we so blessed. Pull out that lingerie. Oh yes, say that's slow sex. Tell me the time and place. No, I got time today, no, I got time today. Hey.
Well, all right. Thank y'all for coming. We are officially outside of the matrix. Congratulations, y'all made it another week. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. I represent the Mystery School, Columbian Exchange. It may seem like I wear many hats, but I only wear this one hat, where you can get specifically at columbianexchange.com. That's how I feed my family. I really do appreciate all of my supporters that really want to support themselves at the end of the day. I really do want to say thank you, guys, for the years of tuning into my content, the comments, seeing people out in public, things of that nature. Very happy what we all built, but understanding that this is really like the beginning at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day we wake up, it's a new beginning, it's a new start. I look at astrology like I never saw it before. I look at metaphysics, psychology, philosophy, you know, I bomb atomically, them types of things. Shout out Wu-Tang is for the children. Shout out ODB and, that whole family out there. What else? Who am I? My name is Kyrie. I'm an astrologer. I'm an author. I'm a father, husband. What else am I? Overall, cool guy. I got my ways, kind of loner type energy, whatever. But other than that, I'm pretty cool type of person. I feel like you should want to get to know type energy. Other than that, man, I just be bicking back, being bull. I enjoy my children. I really enjoy my children. Really enjoy developing a bond with my children. That's really my highlight of my day. What else, man? Yeah, what else we got going on? We just did a pop-up show. Real successful. Really trying to expand in the real world out here in these streets, because just like Wu-Tang is for the kids, the Columbian Exchange Group is for the wombs. Out here getting these wombs together, Mama Mystic. I understand, you might have some good yoni and good womb and things of that nature, but I'm saying steam that thing up. Steam that thing up. Hoodmystic.com. This week, I'm dropping blogs every single day in reference to herbs. I really, really want to get the family on their herbal kick. I've been selling herbs, and I'd be like, take your herbs when you be real, like, lackadaisical with it. I'm, like, tired of that. Y'all got to take y'all herbs every single day, because, I'm up early with it. Got my fucking chicory root, got my ashwagandha, got my dandelion. I'm up with it. I'm studying. I don't feel like it's the it's the best thing ever, but at the same time, man, it's an addition to your best thing ever. Get your herbs, man. Drink your teas. Steam that womb. Fellas, steam that phallus. I mean, you might even have a little congestion, things of that nature. Get some steam all in your esophagus and things of that nature, man. I be doing this study, man, and I be really into the medicinal properties of the herbs. And I was at it from the alchemy side. I was into the astrology of the herbs. I was into the magic of the herbs. I'm a natural, like, I like to burn herbs and things of that nature, just to do like some magic, you feel me? So I know herbs from that aspect. Like, I could tell you, all right, you need some money, get you some alfalfa, get you some peppermint, start burning that shit, right? Get it fumigating in the air, you feel me? That's real rap. However, herbs is that, but they also medicinal, right? They also have healing properties to them. I'm really excited to bring that forward to the family. I usually get on here and I talk about a whole bunch of shit. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about two things specifically. I'm going to talk about hypnosis and mind control. And I'm going to also talk about the full moon lunar eclipse. Now, those two things is going to be me talking about a whole bunch of shit. So I didn't want to add the other astrological energies on top of the shit that I'm already bringing to the surface. So with that being said, man, as I'm stating to y'all, we going to have to deal with the hypnotized energy. Baby, right? We got to figure out what the hell is happening with our understanding of life, man. BIG said hypnotize. In another aspect, we got to talk about Medusa'S full moon that's activating a twin flame portal. This is facts. And I'm about to show y'all some real crazy shit when we get to the astrology. Now I'm gonna re-upload. I tend to re-edit and upload. So essentially y'all don't like the long form and you might catch the re-uploads. That's cool too. But when we start talking about this full moon, I can't talk about nothing else. It's like, damn. This astrology shit is so real. And man, I really feel like y'all need to get y'all notebooks out. I really feel like y'all need to get y'all notebooks out. I really feel like y'all need to study y'all charts. And another thing, y'all might not stay for the whole talk. Before y'all go, let me just tell you. Understand the fixed stars in your chart. Your planets was conjunct fixed stars, and that's more important than the constellation or the sign, family. I'm about to show y'all some shit. And when I show y'all this shit, y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? How did that even make sense? And I'm gonna say the only way these two things come together and make the sense like that is if you look at they fucking normal star, their planetary energy, their personal planet, conjunct their fixed star. Just a more precise, more accurate way to look at your astrology chart. If you want to get a reading from me, like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, Hood. I want you to do it, but I want to deal with my fixed stars. Make sure you put that in the expectations. Don't get an astrology reading from me trying to test me. You wasting your time and wasting your energy. Like, people be like, well, I want a reading. What you want a reading for? I don't know. I just want a general reading. What the fuck? What you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about your ancestors, your higher self, your fucking baby daddy, like your kids? What do you want to talk about? Because I'm not about to tell you everything in the world for $25. It's better if you know what the hell you want to talk about for $25, right? And if you like, I want a fixed star report, I can do that for you. ColumbianExchange.com. Before we get to the build, I want to kind of stretch some shit out. Let me stretch it out. I did not leave y'all hanging though. In my descriptions, we got the mystery school link. I want y'all to go there because y'all might want to tune in and tap into the astrological formations because I did do the research. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm not talking to y'all because I didn't do the research. I'm only saying that I don't feel like talking about it on this YouTube video. However, I feel like you should pull up. I'm trying to show it to y'all, but my computer is don't want us to be great today. So what you would go to mystery school, weekly astro report, is people posting on there. I mean, if you in the mystery school, I suggest you post stuff, right? Like you would on Facebook, your little funny memes and stuff like that. Read through the article because the article is a build up into what happens this Friday. So the lunar eclipse happens this Friday. Very powerful shit, man. I mean, extremely powerful shit, especially if you a spiritual being having a human experience, as am I, right? This is the time for tapping in and locking in. So in order for us to tap in and lock in and understand the spiritual aspects of this shit, I gotta give it to you like the spirit give it to me. So before I deal with astrology, I tend to talk about my downloads. And when I woke up one morning, it might have been Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I can't keep track of these days. Y'all keep track with these days? Y'all know days from days? Or am I the only one that be like, what today? Am I the only one that said, God damn, is it Friday already? Put it in the comments. Am I the only one who said, God damn it, is it Friday already? I knew it was something when they said it was 11/11 and it was Thursday. I said Thursday, it slipped my mind. And then when it got to Friday, I said, ain't that a bitch? They done skipped Tuesday and Wednesday and ain't nobody even say shit. Am I the only one that experienced that? That was a real life portal. I gotta see. Last week on my mama, they skipped Tuesday and Wednesday. It was Monday. We did the weekly astro report on Monday, and then it just instantly was Thursday when they was talking about. I knew something was funny. They talking about goddamn Veterans Day and stuff like that on Monday. Y'all niggas moved. What happened to Tuesday and Wednesday last week, y'all? I need to know. It's funny because it's crazy, right? It's funny because it's crazy because I don't remember Tuesday and Wednesday. So help me God. I remember Monday. I remember Thursday. I remember Friday. Where is Mueller? Where is Scully? Because it's some X-File shit happening in the world. Okay? And the X-File shit that's happening in the world, believe you me, is hypnosis and mind control. Hopefully you tune in and tap into music before 1977. 90% of y'all don't. Y'all have to understand that music is coming out of record labels unless you tune in and tap into underground, hardcore, like raw shit that the music labels don't be touching and mastering. A majority of us don't, though, family. A majority of us be listening to Top 40, The Baby, 2 Chainz, Drake, right? All of these are stars, celebrities. And they'll be saying some shit like, I fucked the bitch last night and then I fucked her friend. I seen some crazy shit. I woke up this morning and Benny the Butcher was on Facebook and he was talking about how this girl, like this beautiful girl, he was explaining this beautiful girl and how he had 5 of the guys surrounding the girl and then the girl had sex with all 5 of the guys. And I was like, you don't think maybe she felt a little peer pressure in that situation? 5 intimidating ass hood niggas? Like, that don't feel a little, I ain't gonna say the word, but he said it with full glee and full like happiness. Like he was about to, him and his boys done ran the train on the girl and he want to run another train on the girl. And I'm just like, people gonna listen to this dude rap and not even understand that it's some mind control. No matter how talented he is, what is the mind control for which is the filter for this talent? And is that why he's successful? Questions that you have to ask yourself. Now, I want to bring y'all here to talk about hypnosis, and I don't want you to look at hypnosis as a bad thing. I want you to put this in your notes. Hypnosis is a necessary thing. I don't want you to think hypnosis is a bad thing. I want you to understand that hypnosis is a necessary thing. In reference to, Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, right? Hypnotize. And I just love your flashy ways. This is why they broke and you're so paid. Biggie, okay? Hypnotize. Right? Biggie will say some shit like, fat and black and ugly and as ever, however. However, it don't matter, right? I'm going to hypnotize you, right? I'm going to make you view me as the best rapper. You're gonna give me them draws. And you ain't even gonna know why. All you gonna know is, Biggie, 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 can't you see? No, I can't see. I'm blind out here. So I don't want you to say hypnosis is a bad thing because y'all jam to hypnotize, right? Biggie, the best rapper. I don't know if he is or ain't. I done heard that shit so much, he must be. Shit. Biggie the best. then whoever next after that. But he told you, Biggie, 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 sometimes your words just hypnotize me. Right in front of your face, right? And nigga said, hey, this the jam. Play that Biggie. Imagine you like a god or a eagle looking down at niggas dancing to a song called Hypnotize, right? Not knowing the implications of being hypnotized, right? Like, you can't do shit. Like, imagine being hypnotized. I'm gonna go further. Some of y'all do not have to imagine being hypnotized. Some of y'all are hypnotized. So be in the moment of your hypnosis, right? And then understand that hypnosis is a consciousness. It's a thought form. It's a mental acuity of I'm hypnotized, but even if you were hypnotized, I'm trying to lay it out for you. If you was hypnotized, you wouldn't say to yourself, I'm under hypnosis, because that's not the nature of being hypnotized. Hypnotized is being under hypnosis is a consciousness for which you think that you hold. The same way as being angry, the same way as being happy. And you're happy and you're sad. Well, what happened to you being happy? It's gone. Right? But when you was happy, you made certain decisions. You acted in a certain way of happy shit. Like, I'm gonna drink my tea this morning because I'm happy. Oh, let me get a fucking red eye because I'm stressed, right? You're acting different based upon your hypnosis of anger, joy, sadness. This is why you can't really trust a person based upon how they feel, because how they feel is it could be a form of hypnosis. It's an act to where when I'm feeling a certain type of way, I'm going to act a certain type of way. But if I don't feel a certain type of way, or I feel enraged, I'll tell you this. You don't want to just really chill with a person if you don't know how they be when they enraged. You can't imagine that he's so nice and he's so cool that he don't have a dark side, sis. That ain't even real. That's fake. He under the hypnosis of what it would feel like to get the vagina. And once that energy is over, you got to see what other hypnosis that he have within him. What other mind control programs? How was you raised? All right, when your mom and dad had disagreements, how did they solve their disagreements? Did they talk it out in an orderly fashion, come up with plot points and action points and resolution points, and went to their therapist and then a third party and discussed the evenly mutual beneficial outcome in reference to how they're going to solve it and live for the upbringing of you? Or did they just fight and argue and go to blows at times? Do you feel like when you get angry, it's okay to take your anger out on me, fam? I need to know. Because the hypnosis would say, when I'm angry, I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. Think about it. Hypnosis is a consciousness for which is the problem, where you can't even talk to a motherfucker in 2021. And it's only going to get worse in 2022 because they giving y'all more Oculuses. They not stopping the mind control. They not stopping the reels. They not stopping the TikToks. They going to be having 2-second TikToks next year. You're going to be having to say what you need to say in 2 seconds, or a motherfucker going to lose their whole attention span. So you're just going to be having to say it real quick. $40. Joke. So when you are obviously, let's talk about hypnosis in 2021. There are neighborhoods that a motherfucker will just not go to, but in them same neighborhoods, people live there. You think them people out there kicking it, having fun, going to the barbecue, enjoying themselves, or is they prisoners in their own homes? You don't live there. You ain't gonna go there. They ain't even gonna go outside. They gonna get Uber Eats and all types of shit because they afraid. You call it the hood, and then I love black people. Y'all so advanced. Y'all so advanced, but y'all know in every fucking city there is a hood, but then y'all want to act like racism don't exist. You know where the black people live at in your city. Don't tell me that segregation don't exist. Don't tell me that racism is over. Until you see in the hood black and white people and Chinese people and Arab people and everybody being shoulder to shoulder in the worst neighborhoods, then don't tell me racism is over. just because you made it out, because you live in a nice house, or because you live in an ivory tower, because you a slave to the goddamn hypnosis. Because to be hypnotized, listen to this, hypnotized means that you are inside yourself and detached from your immediate environment. I'm going to say that again. It means that you are detached from your immediate environment. That means whatever's going on within you is the only thing that happens. That's everybody. It used to not be like that. We used to go outside and play. Family, give me some thumbs up if you ever went outside and played every day for the majority of your time growing up. Tell me if you went outside and played like me, because I didn't stay in the house all day growing up. I didn't do that. I wasn't under hypnosis growing up. I was in the world trying to see what this shit was about. Now you tell your kids, don't go outside. Now you tell your kids, don't talk to that motherfucker because you don't want to deal with their mama or their daddy. Am I lying? You say, boy, get on this tablet and hypnotize yourself. I went outside and played. I don't know what the fuck going on now. You got to understand that they're hypnotizing your kids if you not engaging in the immediate environment of where you live. Period. If you sit within yourself all fucking day and be in your house all fucking day and be in your phone all fucking day, you are hypnotized. Because you're not attached to your environment. And your environment is so fucking important. It's so vital. Like you gotta engage in the nature around you. So when you talk about all of this spiritual stuff, when you talk about all of this, everything around you from the everything, you really gotta really just be looking at this shit like, whoa. What I had to do was say, which ways am I hypnotized? And how am I detached from the actual world that I live in? I ain't gonna lie, family, in many, many ways. In many, many ways. But at the same time, it's very important that we have these conversations about breaking out of this hypnotism. Because the one that is hypnotized doesn't say to themselves, hey, I think I'm under hypnosis. Since hypnosis is a consciousness, you hold it to be true. And it could be something very, very destructive in reference to what you are actually tuning in internally. So what I'm specifically saying, is your thoughts, your feelings, and your imagery. Your cognitive, your neurological, and your physiological. Your emotions, right? Your anxieties, or your hope, or your faith. And your thoughts therefore too, or therein, right? It's very interesting, man. I woke these downloads, man. These downloads be real, because I woke up months ago, maybe weeks ago, I woke up and the spirit said the inner world. And I said, spirit, the inner world? What the fuck is the inner world? And spirit said, you got to be one of our smartest, brightest light bulbs that ain't the lightest light bulb in the damn pack. Everything we've been teaching you and telling you to bring forward to the people is to help them build up their inner world. And I'm like, spirit, I don't know what the fuck an inner world is. He said, all right, you're going to have to teach a class on it then. Spirit, you didn't hear me. I said, I can't fathom what the inner world is. And I don't know what the fuck you're talking about when you say the inner world. This thought escapes me. Yes, family. I am fake as fuck. I swear to God, I did not even recognize that the inner world exists until the spirit said, look, it's the inner world, fool. And I said, spirit, okay, what's the inner world? Explain the inner world to me. And spirit said, fool, you create your outer world from your inner world. It can't be on you. It got to be in you, fool. I said, that's what them pimps been talking about this whole time. I just thought they was talking about milk and magnesium or something like that. I thought they was talking about vitamins or something like that. I did not. I did not thought they was talking about integrity and positive thoughts and things of that nature. I did not know they was talking about self-esteem. I did not know they was talking about psychology. Here it is. I thought they told me I need to get a bubble eye Benz on 20-inch rims, a mansion, and a big booty girl that was bisexual. That you know how hoteps be. Y'all don't respect a hotep until he got 2 wives. Hold on. You can't just be regular hotep with your wife and kids. Nope, you got to be a polygamist now. They don't even respect you trying to hold down your family. Anyways. So I'm like, damn, Spirit. And even doing the course, even understanding it, it's like, it's still revealing itself. Like, even to this point, the inner world, I promise y'all, I didn't even know that shit even exists. Like, I didn't even know it existed. I thought that everything about life was based upon what you have externally. So if I didn't have the money, if I didn't have my money right, if I didn't look a certain type of way, if everything externally wasn't adding up, then I would let my external circumstances evaluate who I am on the inner world. And Spirit said, young boy, you got to stop doing that. You are being a real live dumbass right here. You got to really get your inner world together first. And this will be the integrity. This will be your education, your skills, your abilities, for which when we put you in an environment, you will be able to thrive because you've built up your fucking self-esteem. Why would we put you in an environment? Why would we connect you with Oprah and you fucking doing backlashes to yourself and vilifying yourself and making you the problem for everything that's wrong in the world? You ain't that important, fam. This is Spirit talking to me. I ain't talking to y'all. So I said, okay. But understand, Spirit, I'm still a work in progress. I'm still trying to grasp, as a black man, as a Kyrie person, I can only speak for myself. I really put so much weight on the outer world that I forego my inner world. And because of that, the balance of Libra, that shit fucked me up, fam. And the deeper reality is that I never even forego my inner world. I've been taking herbs. I've been exercising. I don't eat meat. Like, I be into the psychology. I help people. Like, I feel like I said, I'm a pretty cool dude. But that ain't even good enough. So I'm like, damn. Damn. She said, I'm so over the bubble eye Benz. I'm still waiting for it. I'm still waiting for it. Quiet as kept. I still been waiting for it. Anyway, Spirit, ancestors, bubble eye Benz, 20-inch rims. I'm just saying. Anyways, y'all know what I want. I'm not even funny with my intentions. I'm hardcore. So, thoughts, feelings, imagery. Okay? This is how we hypnotize ourselves. It's not simple to just say, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be rich. You ever seen somebody who was broke, but they dress a certain type of way, they carry themselves a type of way, and it eventually transfer into a situation where they can get the money that they need based upon the people that they're around? It's a way of feeling and looking and thinking that deals with attracting at the highest level. And what I'm talking about is the inner world and how, all right, if a person will reference, if you will sit, this is something you could take your notes on. This is something that you can journal on. These are some of the things that you can release post the lunar eclipse, because in reference to the magnet that you hold to it, it will attract, but you'll also know how to release it. Guilt, shame, embarrassment. These are outer world concepts that will have you thinking a certain type of way, will have you feeling a certain type of way, will have you imagining things a certain type of way based upon guilt, shame, and embarrassment. Okay? And these are outer world things. Now, your guilt, shame, and embarrassment should not be the thing that you bring inwardly. See how it works? You have to be able to bring forth a sense of authority, but where do you get your authority from? You have to do the work. That's where you get your authority from. Generally, I could, like somebody said, Kyrie, you've been telling us to work on our inner world the whole year. You've been telling us to do this the whole time, but that don't matter. If I ain't did inner work this morning, throw me in a dumpster. That's how spirituality work. Spirituality, y'all could put me on the biggest banister. Y'all could be like, Hood, I love your video. Ashe to you and your family. But the moment I step out of balance, I step out and do the thing that I shouldn't do, it's going to reflect in my outer world. And there's nothing that praise was ever going to do for me. Admiration is never going to do for me. Success is ever going to do for me. This whole game is about sidestepping your outer world to get to your inner world. But how do you get there? Because that's the difficult aspect of it. I'm going to take this from Lunar and the Psychonaut. Introduction to Chaos Magic. Lunar and the Psychonaut by Peter J. Carroll. Take a screenshot of that. And I'm going to reference the aspect to bring you into gnosis, to bring you in a trance-like state. Because if you've been paying attention to these conversations that we've been having over the past couple of weeks, your life and circumstance are irrelevant to the spiritual work that needs to take place. So if you're referencing your life and circumstances, how spirit is going to help you in your life and circumstance, you have to be able to start like you're backwards. It's like eating a good meal and be like, damn, this food is good. I want the food that I ate to cook a meal for me just like I've eaten it. And that's very confusing. It's almost impossible for you to eat food, right? The external world, our serpentine energy devours our fire, our solar plexus, our inner fire devours the physical reality. So since we have, like if you eat food, you have to be smart enough to cook more food or else you'll starve to death. You might not like that way of how the world is set up. You may hate the fact that you have to cook food every day. But as human beings, we figure out a way to create the meals that we need to eat every single day. Never do you rely on your last meal or what another person is to eating to make you feel satisfied. Like the saying is, what you eat don't make me have a feces. Don't make me boo-boo. I would have to eat my own food. So in reference to gnosis, it's very important that you start inwardly. Because a person might sit and tell me about the steak that they ate, right? And they'll say it's Kobe beef. They could just explain it down to a T. And I will ask, quite simply, did that damn piece of meat that you're about to eat that was so exquisite, was it living and breathing before? And they'd be like, yes, it was living. I said this was a fresh meat. It was killed today and slaughtered and butchered in one day. And we took it fresh from, it's got a little blood on it. Fresh blood, though. I don't want to eat it, fam. How could you not want it? This steak costs $5,000. Man, if that steak costs $1 million, I have to eat it and put it in my body. Thus, when I start my day, I have to have that meat to be the filter. Because every day starts from me and my understanding. And trust me, family, your understandings fluctuate, especially as you transgress through the years. You might be old and senile or some shit. If you rely on the inner world, you won't have no backup. So what I'm saying is, because we don't know all of this shit and nobody's telling this shit in a way that everybody's skimming you and scamming you, trying to come up off you, and nobody's trying to really help you tap in, so to say, that we tend to just be confused about this whole process. So a trance-like state is an altered state of consciousness. It is the thing that needs to happen so you can actually hijack or hack your subconscious mind or your unconscious mind. Because outside of this trance-like state, it's like this. You might have a negative situation that you're trying to get out of, and you'll tell yourself, boy, oh boy, I don't want to be sleeping on this air mattress no more, right? Whatever situation, boy, oh boy, I don't want to be living here, or boy, oh boy, I wish I had a job. Your subconscious mind don't understand that, right? Your subconscious mind or unconscious mind don't understand words. It understands thoughts, feelings, and imagery. This is why you could hear a person talk all day about all types of shit and it never hit you, because you under your own type of hypnosis. Because the words, like, it's good. I'm a cool person. I got little pictures. I'm doing a little slideshow. As people in the chat, people can talk, it's somewhat engaging. So you might just be here for the engagement. But ultimately, I know you're not hearing nothing that I say until you are able to address your hypnosis. Now, you won't be able to address your hypnosis by saying, oh yeah, I am hypnotized. I recognize myself being hypnotized, because hypnosis don't work like that. Hypnosis is a consciousness, and you would have to assume that you're being hypnotized if you watch TV every day, if you listen to music, because the first layer of the TV, the first layer of the music is not even what we're even going after, because it's 6 and 7 layers. I wonder if it's an article. Porn found at the under layers of DVDs. They probably scrubbed this. DVD layers. I'm just trying to show y'all something real quick, and maybe y'all will understand this, maybe y'all wouldn't. But a DVD got multiple layers, and at some of these underground layers, this is what they trying to show you. The top layer where you watching the movie at, they could care less about what's happening on that fucking movie screen. That don't even matter. If you sit and talk about a movie, and like, you literally got to be extra careful with even knowing that. But imagine you ain't careful at all. You just watch shit, and some people watch movies every single day. Some people watch TV every single day, but then tell you that they not hypnotized. If you are tuned in and tapped into something every single day, and it don't require you to take notes, it don't require you to engage with your inner world, it's an escape from your inner world. See, I'm here to make you kind of think for yourself and give you instructions and talk about a whole bunch of serious shit. But at the same time, if you're not ready to do this trance-like state and alter state consciousness and really hypnotize yourself, then you're going to be under, your nose is itching. You'll be under a different type of hypnotism, whatever is like self-doubt, low self-esteem, negative thoughts, things of that nature, is all reference of hypnotism. because it's a consciousness that has you detached from your immediate reality. Okay? So in order to get a grasping of your unconscious mind, we're going to activate our trance-like state. So this is taken from Liber No in the Psychonaut by Peter J. Carl. And this is the concept where he's talking about gnosis. Gnosis represents the altered states of consciousness, and these are key to magical powers. It's necessary to magical powers because here you go saying, I want money, I want money, I want money, I want money. And then you go to say, I want a relationship, and just want, talk, words. And the whole time, you're not able to get through. You're not able to really collapse. The particular state of mind required has a name in every tradition. No mind. This is why meditation is very important. Meditation and manifestation. If you say I want to manifest, if you say right now I want to manifest a new home because I'm tired of living here, and you're not meditating, then that actual thought of not having the home is the dominant thought, and you won't be able to stop it. It's like a train. It's literally called your train of thoughts. Am I tripping? Is that what it's called? Train of thought? Because sometimes I just be saying shit and it's like, wait a second. Is that even a thing? Did that even exist? Train of thought. The way in which someone reaches a conclusion, a line of reasoning. Woo! God damn it. So right now we slowing the train down. Because we can slow the train down, right? We can slow the train down. We can slow the fucking train down. It's a lot of weight, a lot of energy, but we can slow it down. No mind. Stopping the internal dialogue. Passing through the eye of the needle. Ein, nothing. Samadhi. One-pointedness. In this book, it will be known as Gnosis. What book is this? Liber No in the Psychonaut by Peter J. Carroll. You can get that book for $10. It is an extension of the magical trance by other means. Methods of achieving gnosis can be divided into two types. The inhibitory mode. The mind is progressively silenced until one single object of concentration remains. That's kind of meditation, relaxation, stopping the train, or the excitatory mode where the mind is raised to a high pitch of excitement while concentrating on the objective is maintained. So that's you hopping on the train and running with the train, right? Sometimes it's the difference between a Buddhist meditation and a voodoo seance, right? Voodoo seance, you got the drums, people just getting excited, drinking liquor, right? To tap in. You can do it that way, or you can relax. Either way, if you're not doing either one and you just hoping and wishing, you're going to get the same thing. Making sure y'all good. I always double check because then it's always that point where I can't hear you, hood. Hate that. Methods of achieving gnosis can be divided into two types. Chilling out or being super excited. None of these gnosis talk about watching a movie. Okay? And I'm not saying not watching movies, because sometimes you just want to watch a movie, chill, smoke a blunt, drink some liquor. Sometimes you're with your family and your family watching a movie and you just don't want to be the oddball to just be like, I'm too woke to watch movies. I'm not saying that. But still understand you watching a movie to be hypnotized, period. They trying to do strong hypnotizing and they ain't trying to get you to watch just one movie. They want you to watch Netflix. Don't have a limit on how many movies you can watch in a day, fam. They got a whole bunch of movies on that shit so you can stay on there, so you can stay what? Hypnotized. Strong stimulation eventually elicits a reflex inhibition and paralyzes all but the most central function. So ultimately, when you do the excitement rituals where you get super excited, the voodoo seances, you gotta give your balls, you gotta put your balls into it, basically. You can't be half-assed when you're doing a ritual, basically. And you can't just be like, well, I can't concentrate. I can't meditate. I can't focus. It's too hard. We're talking about your inner world, and we're talking about creating your outer world. So whether it's hard or whether it's difficult, if it's too hard, then let's start doing the voodoo seances. Let's YouTube voodoo drums and start stepping and stomping and drinking liquor and start going crazy, go crazy to the point where it elicits a reflex inhibition and paralyzes all but the most central function, the object of concentration. So if you want a new home, if you want a new car, the inhibitory mode, and I'm not saying that right. I know I'm not saying it right. I don't care. It's inhibitive. The inhibitory mode is you meditating on that bubble eye bends on 20-inch rims clearly and consistently. The exhibit, the pimp my ride mode, no pun intended, was to go hard with but you're doing the voodoo seance, you're doing the dancing, you're dancing to the drums, you're getting excited, but you're not focusing on the liquor, you're not focusing on the drums, you're focusing on the bubble eye bends on 20-inch rims the whole entire time. And once your body relax, like, cause you'll exhaust your whole entire body, now all you have is that what you're concentrating on. So what else is hypnotizing? When you go to the club, I know we old and some of y'all young, some of y'all still want to go to the club or even at the damn reception, right? You dancing all day and then you go to sleep or you lay out, right? Form of hypnosis. And really the young children and the people that's really into the club scene, what are they really doing? They're hypnotized by the loud music, fam. It's auditory, right? Girls, they wearing no clothes, right? They ain't wearing shit. I know, I last time I went to the club, it was 2000 and something, right? And they wasn't wearing nothing. I'm sure they wearing less than nothing now. I'm sure you can see motherfuckers' blood veins by this point. Sooner or later, they're going to be like, I ain't got nothing on. Well, just cut yourself open then. We need to see more. We need to see more. Like, where does it stop? Anyways, hypnotizing energy. So I want you to understand that to access your inner world, you need to meditate, i.e. hypnotize yourself into the inner world to then begin to make changes. Okay? You want to impact your subconscious mind, so you can't just keep giving it words. Because sometimes your words don't convoke the proper imagery, because imagine saying, I want a 99 NBA 2K creator player as a husband with $1 million a day. And your spirit is trying to evoke the imagery of this person, and the person that you writing in your fucking journal don't exist. He don't exist. You writing in your journal, I want a perfect man, and the imagery just ain't coming up. Because part of your imagery has to be logical, rational, abstract, and critical. Saying that you want a 99 creator player with a 14-incher and $5 million in his savings account that trade crypto and shoot guns at the gun range, listen to Joe Rogan podcast and 85 South podcast back to back. He got a sense of humor, he hold babies, and he good with a Tech 947. He protects you, and he travel the world making his money. How do that work? How are you going to protect you and travel the world? You want twins? Tell me that you want twins so we can figure this shit out. You want two men that look exactly the same, that treat you the same way. One stay at the house all the time and protect you with the AK-47, and the other one travel the world doing speaking engagements, turning other girls down because he's so in love with you. The imagery it ain't no imagery for that, fam. You not manifesting because you not even logical with this shit. It's when I say, okay, I'm going to increase my sales this week, I'm gonna do shit that's going, like, I'll get on Skillshare, I'll get Bones Barrow into creating some stuff or run ads or whatever the case may be. That's a manifestation. That's logical, rational. Rational is kind of abstract. I gotta be creative. Gotta be critical. I'm going to increase my sales by 5%. That's big. You know, that's big, but it's not like crazy astronomical numbers. And I feel like, okay, if I do a ritual to increase my sales 5% every week, and some weeks I lose sales, some weeks I'm doing 7%, some week I'm doing 2%. I'm feeling good about that though. And I understand that if I didn't have this intention, that maybe my business would go down, right? Because I'm not even trying to even intend for that, because I just want to make $1 million tomorrow. It's not reasonable. And I know a lot of people will be like, you can't tell me. I want a mansion. I wanted this and I want that. And it's like, are you willing to program your subconscious mind and put exactly what you want in it, as opposed to going crazy, guilt, shame, and embarrassment, negative thoughts, all types of trauma and negative feel, all types of bullshit, right? That you go through just because you're not actually tuned into an understanding, a very simple understanding of developing an altered state of consciousness and being extremely pragmatical when it comes to programming your subconscious mind. Because it's not to say that hypnosis is bad. It's not to say that hypnosis is good. It's to say that hypnosis is necessary. Because the inner world creates the outer world in reference to the world that you have created has been from an automaton state. Especially if you've created things that you ain't even want. I know you're tired of it. I'm tired of it for you, okay? I am tired of it for you. So, in order to impact our subconscious mind, in order to impact our unconscious mind, we need more than words. We need to invoke the imagery, the feelings, and the thoughts associated with our intention, and we have to stop being hypnotized and put under mind control by the shit that we watching on TV, by the music that we're listening to. Right? We have to understand that we can spend the time and energy necessary internally to begin to at least be motivated to act in a way that aligns with our vision for ourselves, as opposed to being bombarded and inundated with fucked up messages. Another aspect that I want to talk about is active imagination. I want you to start telling the story in reference to your overcomings. I want you to start telling the story of how your faith lifted you up out of the situation that you was in. I want you to tell the story of how you were in a relationship in reference to a loving types of relationship, of the love that you was given unconditionally, and how it was coming back to you tenfold. Right? It's very important to start preparing for the life that you want to live, because Hypnosis is not good, nor is it bad. Hypnosis is necessary in reference to hypnosis is a consciousness that does not connect you to the immediate world. It connects you to either the past world or the future world, a world that's to come, or a world that you'll never get back again. And 10 times out of 10, your negative emotions is in reference to a world that you can't get back. It's like if it's a perfectly aligned hill of dirt, and I blow it away. I'll never be able to put that pile of dirt back together again. I can't collect all of the dirt specks, and it's over. And I could be sad about the fact of me not being able to put that dirt pile back together again. Or I could just use this analogy to explain your baby daddy. He gone. Goodness gracious, oh my. Let's talk about this real quick. If you've been following the channel, if you talked to me before, I use this example a lot, but maybe people don't understand it. But I'm gonna say it again. When you imagine a negative circumstance, when you imagine a negative outcome, that's still a fantasy. That's still not true. That's still not a true thing that you should have faith in, because it might not happen. The same way as you wishing to get a 99 creator player, the same way as you wishing that you're gonna get, you know, Ebony's top model, if that's even a such thing, Jet beauty of the week, whatever your imagination is to be. Right? At a certain point, you got to find this middle pathway of hypnosis and realism. At a certain point, if you can bring your right brain and your left brain in this moment, that is what we call bliss. Because when it's too real, it's too real. And when it's too imaginary, how many times have you been with a dude that gets you with the imagination? Oh, girl, I'ma do this. Oh, girl, I'ma do that. Oh, girl, oh, girl. Oh, girl, this. Oh, girl, that. And then you find out he living in his mama basement with an air mattress and he ain't got nothing of what he said. You ain't going like that. But if he come to you too real, hey, I need a girl that's gonna do this, gonna cook for me, blah, blah, blah. You be like, you too real. If you don't wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to put you on punishment. Like, hold on, I'm your wife, not your daughter. Wait a second. Gotta be some type of eye-to-eye compromise, fam. You too masculine, you too left brain. And you don't want a person to just be like, oh, girl, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I don't say. So you got to find that balance of imagination and realism, of hard shit and easy shit, fiction and fact. You gotta find order and disorder. You gotta find fucking shadows and appearance. You gotta be, you can't just be like, well, what you showed me on the surface is enough. That's not very active in your imagination. It's more or less like Mariah Carey, Sweet Fantasy. So, the object of active imagination. So we have brought ourselves into a trance-like state because we are going to meditate on our concentrated object. For those who don't have an object, for those who don't have an intention, y'all could intend for Kyrie to be pushing a bubble eye Benz on 20-inch rims. And once y'all figure out your own shit, y'all could think about your own shit. But for now, we all put in our collective energy. Cause somebody go give me a bubble eye bid or 20-inch rims paid for. I ain't paying no note, nothing. When I manifest it, y'all gonna already know that we've been doing active imagination. Very, 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 very simply, to give a voice to sides of the personality, right? You don't want to just simply say, I want, I wish, and then when I press you and say, have you journaled? Say, no, I've been too busy. Don't tell me that you wanted it because you've been too much in your right brain. You too much imagining it. I promise you, if you want to achieve bliss, if you want to achieve happiness, you're going to act on your imagination in your relationships, what you do for a living. Everything that you do has to have some form of active imagination, because if you got all imagination and I say, hey man, you got $5 on the sack, you're going to be like, let me meditate on it. Let me imagine $5 appearing out of the sky. When I get the $5, I promise I will give it to you, brother, but can I get a couple of puffs on that so I can deeper imaginize this reality that I'm creating? Boy, if you don't get your broke ass about it this session, niggas be imagining the game got $5 on the blunt. So tell me how that work. So the anima, the animus, and the shadow are generally our left brain and our right brain spiritual components. And when we say shadow, we also saying that they are normally not heard. When we say spiritual, we're going to say it's normally not heard, because we've already established this. We don't look at the inner world and then determine how we're going to act in the outer world. Maybe y'all nothing like me. Maybe I'm a complete alien out here in the streets, but I look at my life and say, well, I don't have the nice car like that man got, so that gives me an excuse to not feel like my best self. I don't got a fucking Testarossa Ferrari sports car, so that must mean I'm less than as a person, right? If that's an incorrect thought, then that's an incorrect thought. Mainly, it should be whether you have a Testarossa, Ferrari, Lamborghini or not, you still have to individuate. You still have to connect to your soul and have a proper worldview and care about your fucking community. Anyways, let's get to the barrier. Let's get to the barrier. Let's get to why you up and down TikTok and Instagram and all of this, because it cures and helps with your anxiety. I want to be clear. Your anxiety is stress that has calcified. And understanding that when I'm saying left brain, right brain, meditate, hypnosis, blah, 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 if you don't address your anxiety, it don't matter. You can take the best notes in the world. You can actually be a top 10 out here in these streets with a badunkadunk, flat stomach. You could be a top 10 creative player dude out here. What we're going to address in anxiety is the reality that your smiles or your physical proportions don't deal with your actual anxiety, don't deal with your actual triggers, because your mental don't even vibrate at the same frequency as your anxiety. Your anxiety is deep in the core of your recesses. And it will have you isolating yourself and not even dealing with your external world, because your external world rather, is a threat. It's a threat. Especially now, people playing Call of Duty. You can't trust people. It's weird out here. Robots on Tinder. So your anxiety operates at an emotional level. Does not exist at a cognitive level. You don't think your anxiety. Your anxiety is you going up and down your goddamn Instagram feed. You're not thinking that you're doing it. Because the moment that you see yourself doing it, you put the phone down and start doing something else. Because it disgust, like, oh shit. And then sometimes I get caught, like, oh shit, I'm caught. Let me get about this shit. Right? Be dead center in the matrix. And it's like, I can catch myself. And sometimes I feel like sometimes I might not catch myself. But at the end of the day, I know there's people that be on their shit with no type of anchor. Anxiety is just on 10 because the phone is a safe space. The TV is a safe space. The reality that is not a safe space is the hypnotizing center. It's where you go to get hypnotized at. That's where the addiction comes from, right? because you're getting your anxiety soothed. Right? You get to watch another person live, and you can live vicariously through them. So if you see another person get on a plane, you don't got to deal with the turbulence. If you see another person start their business, you don't got to pay the goddamn marketing firm. You could just be like, congratulations. Right? Whole time you got a business that you should be doing for your fucking self. And you out here congratulating people. Tell me how that makes sense. Your anxiety is stopping you from living your best life. And the reason that we can't stop it is because it operates in an unconscious, unimaginable space. So I'm going to tell you how to get out of it, but I'm going to also tell you what it's doing. So anxiety is using your imagination. You can use your imagination for good or bad. It's all imagination. But it's taking the bad aspect of your imagination and it's saying the worst possible thing is going to happen if I do this. And it's a whole list of things. The worst possible thing going to happen if I call my mama. The worst possible thing is going to happen if I go outside. The worst possible thing is going to happen if I let my kids play. The worst possible thing is going to happen if I tell that guy I think he cute. The worst possible thing going to happen if I start dating a guy. If I start dating a woman. Your anxiety is telling you everything that you will do will be a fucking catastrophe. Thus, everything you don't do is protecting you and preventing you from said catastrophe. The irony is that there is no catastrophe. So many people think that if they act in their best interest, a catastrophe will come. And the reason that they think like this is because they're under hypnosis. They're under hypnosis and they have a clinical condition of overtime stress that has not even been dealt with through developing the inner world. Because our shame, guilt, and embarrassment of the external world is paralyzing our inner world. So it's very important that you utilize active imagination to get you up out of your anxious situations. You got to imagine the good, but you can't imagine the good until you begin to meditate, develop an altered state of consciousness, and begin to hypnotize yourself into ideal situations. And you can't think of it. You're going to have to write it down. Write your desires down. Now, I'm going to need you to develop an inhibitory mode of developing gnosis and developing an altered state of consciousness. It might be doing the Running Man in place. It might be doing the voodoo seance. It might be meditating like a Buddhist monk. But whatever it is going to open you up for your altered state of consciousness. And once this happens, I need you to start telling yourself, it will not be a fucking catastrophe if I act on my best interest. I'm not going to be paralyzed to my best interest. I don't know what it is that I'm going to do, but I will know tomorrow when I wake up. I know exactly what it is for me to do. See, hypnosis is not a bad thing, nor is it a good thing. It is a necessary thing when it comes for programming your life, because the inner world creates the outer world. I keep saying it because the first time I say it, you don't get it. Second time I don't say it. Even that I'm saying it now, you don't get it, because the outer world paralyzes the inner world, because the outer world, materialism within itself, is hypnotism. It is hypnosis. Because it pulls you away from your inner world and your inner dialogue. Thus, you become overwhelmed by your emotions. When you're overwhelmed by your emotions, you can't be like, all right, sis, calm down. All right, sis, relax. It doesn't work like it do not work like that. You ever been in a relationship and people have psychological issues? If they have a mental disorder, you're not talking to them to bring them back to reality. You can try, but you're going to have to either yell, you're going to have to evoke some emotions, or you're going to have some type of pillow or a stress relief that will bring like an anchor, something to say, okay, relax. Breathing techniques, something that is going to be real. You can't just say, all right, I wish you would just stop doing that. Motherfucker will be like, I wish I would too. You think I want to be like this? You think I want to be anxious? You think people want to suffer from anxiety? No. They just don't know how to help themselves. And when you talk about medical and pharma and antibacterials, these things are not working. Because spirit don't want them to work. Spirit don't want you to deal with the medicines. They want you to get with your herbs. They want you to understand your emotions. They want you to understand your rituals. Stop doing work for external shit. Now, don't y'all see how crazy that is to be doing work for the outer world? When you got a whole anxious ass ADHD, can't even think straight mind thought process. Because the inner world creates the outer world, you should do work to help restore and recover your inner world. And being overwhelmed by your emotions, a lot of spiritual people not going to tell you this. You can't just go out this bitch crying. You cry when you a baby. This is still taken from Liber Noah and Psychonaut by Peter J. Carroll. Get this book for $10 off Amazon. It's not me saying it. This is just an understanding that I'm bringing forward. Consider laughter. It is the highest emotion, for it contains any of the others, from ecstasy to grief. You can cry for joy. You can cry during sex, or you can cry because you sad. Crying has no opposite. Crying is merely an undeveloped form of it which cleanses the eyes and summons assistance to infants. Y'all don't need assistance. Y'all need connection to source. So what I'm suggesting is for you to do something very simple to begin to activate your altered state of consciousness, whether inhibitory or exhibitory. It's a very simple tool. It's called an inward smile, my guy. Stop trying to show me that you happy, because I know that you ain't fucking happy. You're going to have to start inverting that smile. In the realm of multiple lifetimes, you are a reincarnated being. You don't even know your past life mama and daddy and grandfather. You walk past your past life mama and daddy all the time. You probably don't even like her because she a white lady, because you was a white boy in your past life. Ain't that funny how you was a white boy in your past life, now you RGB in this life? That's some funny ass shit. You was a white supremacist in your past life, now in this life, to take up for your resentment and guilt for hanging black people, you became a RGB instead of understanding that it's all funny. Because previous to you was a goddamn a Klansman in your previous lifetime. In the other lifetime, you was part of goddamn the Midnight Marauders or some shit. Just your whole energy is just toxic. You just a toxic ass person, and try to hide behind whatever racial extremist group you can get behind. Until you start to deal with yourself through the form of laughter. See, this is what I try to tell people. Are you still hurt over that past shit? Yeah, I don't see how I can be laughing over that. That shit was too real. That shit was too traumatic. Well, you just haven't developed your spiritual energy. You a mere infant. And it's time to grow up. It's time to look at everything from a spiritual multiple lifetime. Like, if we was to start talking, we going to start talking about astrology real soon, but if we started talking about the number of goddamn galaxies and star systems, shit, we start talking about blades of grass and specks of sand. It's just, this world is so abundant and infinite that it, no matter what you're going through, it could never matter. The trick is to see the joke played out even in the neutral and ghastly events which surround one. It's all funny. It is not for us to question the universe's apparent lack of taste. How can I be a goddamn Klansman in one lifetime and be a fucking RGB gun-toting ass person that hate white people in the next lifetime? That's some funny shit. If you looked at it for multiple lifetimes, when you look at it from one lifetime, you was just a serious RGB military motherfucker, ain't you? I call you a clown. I say you got some emotional shit from previous lifetime karma that you haven't resolved yet. So you could seek crying, you could seek assistance, from the external world, but the reality is that your psychic development through your ritual is going to elevate you much further than a man. Imagine getting a stupid ass man and you trying to elevate your psychic powers. First of all, you're going to scare that little boy away. He going to be fucking crying up under his bed like, she keep doing spells and shit. She keep burying my drawers in the backyard and praying over them. Now I'm impotent. I'm a damn lab rat. I don't like it here. But I can't leave because she did a damn binding spell. What am I supposed to do? Leave that boy alone. You gotta deal with your power. Well, I gotta have a husband. Listen, you'll come back in the next lifetime with 15 kids. Don't worry about it if that's what you want, or you'll get married a little later if that's what you want, if you want to deal with this human shit. But let's deal with the spiritual shit. Let's deal with this inner world, baby. And we can't get into the inner world laughing. I mean, we can't get into the inner world being serious, because why so serious? Why are you mad? Well, because this thing that happened in this lifetime was very traumatic. Well, what about what happened in the previous lifetime? I don't have no memory of what happened in the previous lifetime, so I don't have no feeling about it. Wait a second, what did you just say? I said because I don't remember it, I don't feel nothing about it. So you saying your memories is connected to your feelings? Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying if you could focus in this moment, release your memories, what would you feel like? I don't know, I haven't done it yet. This is what I'm telling you to fucking do. Seeking whatever is neutral or meaningless, seek it when even what is horrific and revolting. Though it may be forced at first, one can learn to smile inwardly at all things. Tired of y'all showing up to the events, looking ass boys, fake ass smile on the front, inside, be seeing the tear streaks, looking like a damn Cry Me a River remix video and shit. Tired of it. Y'all gonna be inauthentic. Y'all gonna be inauthentic with somebody else. Y'all gonna deal with me. Y'all gonna be genuinely tuned in and tapped in. Speaking of tapping in, how do we tap in? Visual. So you gotta have your sigils. You gotta have your script. You gotta have your candles. If you just have a candle and you have a script, that's setting the vibes for altered state of consciousness. Something about a candle flame. Let me see if we can get our Googles together, because here I go saying some wild shit. Y'all like, could that sound too wild? I was about to Google, but I'm too far gone. All right, candle flame, subconscious mind. Is there such a connection? Cause y'all be wanting to hack y'all subconscious mind, but y'all don't even want to be lighting no candles. All right. Let's see. Let's go Control F, subconscious. Okay. The illumination of the subconscious candle meditation. That ain't what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to give y'all some different words outside of my words, because I understand that the psychological barrier between a black man talking to you really reflects your daddy lying to you. And first of all, I'm not your daddy. And second of all, I'm not lying, but that still is your hypnosis that I gotta fight every single day. You remind me of my dad. I hate you. I don't even know. I'm not your dad. I'm just projecting the image that you're referencing my archetypal imprint. It sure does suck here, let me tell you that. People don't even be understanding a psychological understanding. They just understand how they feel without examining how they feel. The subconscious and belief. The psychological basis of most ritual performance is the connection to the emotional body. The subconscious mind cannot and does not distinguish between actually is and what it think is. It makes no judgment. It does not discern or weigh evidence. It accepts all input like a filtering house for all data. It will file, categorize, and label experiences from all five senses. It will be altered to any danger or anything that has left an impression on or pattern from a previous experience. The subconscious, everything is real. No, to the subconscious, everything is real. This is the seat of phobias, fears, and where habits form. I hate you, Hood Mystic. You remind me of my dad. Wait a second. What? How did that work? To the subconscious, everything is real. This is the seat of phobias, fears, where habits form, but is also the place of love, compassion, and hope. But I really love your videos. Thank you. What? Wait. What are we doing? If you want to ever change an old pattern of behavior, the subconscious is the area you must appeal. This is where the change is formed and made. The hints, nudges, and intuition you feel is the direct communication from your subconscious. Do not confuse it with psychic energy, though closely related as somewhat similar. Blue. Let's see if we can get some candle energy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put this in the chat. Y'all gotta read this. Y'all gotta read this article. Y'all gotta get y'all goddamn candles. Give me a minute. I'm about to put this in the chat. Give me a minute. And let me say thank you, Chica. Thank you, okay, then what, for the donation. I really do this for real. You know that Hood Mystic 38 thing over there? That ain't there for fucking decorations. I be wanting y'all to actual getting y'all cash apps and actually donate some goddamn cash. I be really wanting you to donate. That's why that sign is there all the time. It's just not there because it's cute. It's probably fucking up the visual presentation, but still at the same time, I gotta let y'all know the cash app, Hood Mystic 38. If you finding value from this conversation. However, if you don't, I understand that too. But keep listening though, because you know we gotta add the minutes up on the YouTube thing, whatever. So I ain't mad at you. If you listening, you cool with me. You could play this video on mute if you want to. I don't really give a damn. But if you here and you watching, I say to you and your ancestors, blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. So visual, candle, subconscious. The candle, let your subconscious mind know we about to do some changing. This is different from I wish I could have. Use your candle ritualistically. Use your candle spiritually. Do your work with your candle, period. Auditory, drums. Maybe you like silence. If you like silence, don't just listen to silence. Get you them $3 earplugs. Get you them earplugs if you want silence. Music. I always say John Coltrane, Rashawn Roland Kirk. Avant-garde jazz, Kenny G, if you freaky. If you like Janet Jackson, whatever you like, listen to it. So I'm looking at a candle, I'm listening to my music, then we have kinesthetic. For some reason, when you go to public schools, they don't teach you words like kinesthetic. So good thing we went to Google. I had to figure out what kinesthetic mean. It means touching and feeling. So this is an aspect that you might not like to relax into your meditation. Don't relax into the meditation. Get excited into that meditation. Work out into that meditation. Twerk into that meditation. Do some push-ups into that meditation. Get active in your meditation. You feel me? Turn up, tune in to your meditation. Very important shit. Because if you get everything, so if you got your intention in the core of your being, but you lock it in with your visual, you get the auditory meditative drumming going, or binaural beats, or goddamn future, whatever it is, whatever your auditory gets you into that space where this is going to bring peace into my life and bliss, get it playing. And for me, I'm not kinesthetic. I gotta be completely still and completely relaxed, and then I start to feel like this wind. And once this wind is like this force and it's this energy, and then it's like a vacuum or a wormhole, and then I know I'm out of here, right? But it don't happen in 10 minutes. It don't happen in 30 minutes. It depends on the timing, but I at least got to give my 30 minutes of not moving. So 30 minutes for me, 30 minutes of not moving, and that is pretty much my sweet spot. Because my body is shut down. My body think, hey, we sleep, but I got to be awoke. Not woke. Not medallions and cowrie shells and shit, but consciously aware, but my body is physically not moving. Then from that point, you gotta have a script. Because now your subconscious mind is open and it's like, well, what you want? It's like, that's when you start whispering, bubble eye pins on 20-inch rim. A good book to help you into getting into that sweet spot. We got some wonderful journal prompts, shadow work available on Columbian Exchange. I know y'all don't like to journal. And if you don't like to journal, I'm sure you don't be journaling about shit. You'll be like, I don't like my baby daddy. I don't like my baby daddy. I don't like my baby daddy. And it's like, that ain't, I be journaling all the time. Like, no, you don't, sis. Stop lying. Oh. ColumbianExchange.com. Link is in the descriptions. Let's get the full view. Hold on. All right. So, boom. Usually I talk about a lot of astrology, but I can't talk about a lot of astrology because I've already talked about a lot so far. And if I was to talk about all of the transits, then talk about the full moon, this conversation would be for 8 hours. And I don't got that to fucking do. So we're going to edit it. However, I edited it down to 5-minute read at the Mystery School. The link is in the description. If you want to get the lowdown on the sun transits, if you want to get the lowdown, and I think it's a Mercury and Jupiter, Mercury and Neptune, which is an interesting transit. Mercury and Neptune, interesting transits. The sun is going to be sextile Pluto and also square Saturn. This is some interesting shit. And I think that y'all should actually read the article. I just don't got time to talk about it. So I just got this picture off the net. But this is Medusa. If you look close, you see them snakes. And man, the black goddess energy is on 10. So I just want to give an ashe to all the mothers out there in these streets, all of the goddesses out here in these streets. You know, these archons and shit, they want to, you know, attack you and shit. Like, it's a lot of shit. Like, women are under attack. Especially goddesses are under attack. Y'all hypnotized, fellas. Y'all don't know. I dare y'all, like, stop looking in y'all phone. Y'all be going straight to the text messages, right? Y'all go straight to the DMs. But look at your wife's feed. Look how much more they advertise to her. Look how much they show girls that don't necessarily look like your wife, but your wife is looking at these women. And who knows if she like understanding it in a way where she feels like, I'm less than. Maybe she's empowered, but it got to be tough, right? To be under attack like that, to be hypnotized into the physical world, right? And even when you deal with spirituality, you still got people doing technology, people still doing like fake ass spirituality, right? People got to be cute when they do their spirituality. Am I lying? People got to be sexy when they do their spirituality. You can't just be, tuned in and tapped into your divine feminine energy and just letting that be. You are like, well, how you dressing? What you looking like? You wearing makeup? You doing this? You doing that? And dudes be crusty as fuck. I just put on some lip balm for the first time in 10 years this morning. You probably take care of your lips every single day. I just now thought, like, let me put on some goddamn lip balm so my shit don't be cracked up this winter. See, we got some evolving to do, fellas. We got some evolving to do. So this full moon is for my divine feminines in real life, period. And I need y'all to connect to y'all cosmological inheritance. Okay, sisters? Okay, mothers? Okay, goddesses? This ain't the Kevin Samuels, I'ma bash you type energy so I can get rich and famous. No, I'ma lift you up at the sake of it ain't gonna do shit for me, right? I'm not even a woman. I don't even have this fucking power. But it just don't seem like motherfuckers is talking to you in this seeming fashion. I see they doing like, well, you need to get makeup on. Maybe if you get a BBL, sis, these niggas will like you a little more. Wait a second. You mean to take my belly fat away and put it in my ass? And then guys will like me? That's a crazy ass, like, you gotta understand you under attack. Cause if you don't understand you under attack, you just catching them shits, like you just catching it. So I'm sending y'all all the ashe and all of the positive energy. We got a Taurus moon. So the interesting thing about Taurus moon is that we got our Pleiades energy. You see this right here? We got Pleiades, and then we can't really zoom out. But if we was to zoom out, you would see Perseus, and then directly in this line, we have the fixed star Algol. I can't show you. I'm not even going to attempt to show y'all. Y'all just going to have to take my word for it. But look in y'all astrology apps, y'all Star Walk apps, and feel free to look at it yourselves. So the sun is at an interesting spot. It done made its way out of Libra, but not fully into Scorpio. So the sun is going to be in somewhat of a void type energy. Not really conjunct any fixed stars, not any in a sun sign. So when you figure from this perspective, the sun void, of course, the sun's not even in an actual sign. This is really like free energy. It's really a portal. It's really a gateway. Even more so, if you were to get into the head of this actual fixed star as it progresses, it's literally called a gateway. So this full moon is a gateway for you to really prepare for. So if you're not really into the spiritual shit like that, if you never gave a fuck about spirituality, if you never done a ritual before, if you never bought a candle or never like that, or if you do that shit to get boyfriends or girlfriends, if you an adept, I feel like you should just wipe your shit off the table and start from the ground up and really start to really imagine and hypnotize yourself into your best life possible, because your neighbor probably drive a Tesla, and then your other neighbor catch the bus to go to work. We all produce and predict and create our own life in our own world based upon our own personal understandings of how we do our own shit. So it's not to say because your neighbor got a Tesla that you supposed to get a Tesla. It is not to say that your other neighbor, because they on the bus, mean that you supposed to get on the bus. You could do something else completely different. Take airplane lessons, right? So let's talk about this sun energy, and then we're going to deep dive this moon. No pun intended. So this first decan, we going to say Scorpio for lack of a better understanding, because once again, Scorpio, the sun will exist in Scorpio for 7 days. It spends this next week really just, well, it's in Libra now. So moving into next week is not going to even be in a sign until that next week where it enters Scorpio, and it stays in Scorpio for 7 days. Then it enters into Ficus. So, but we can still say it's Scorpio, but it's also like a void, and it's like a place where you really have to either release or you really have to take some risk in your life, right? Hard to take risks if you're disappointed. It's hard to take risks if you're imbalanced. Now, some people cannot handle what has taken. Well, if you read the article, we talk about a lot of building up to this energetically. Because as we speak, today being Monday, the sun is in Libra. So it's conjunct the fixed star of El Macarab or something to that effect. But the nature of this star is the price of conflict, where you address your issues, you deal with your shit, and then you deal with the overall outcome of that. If you deal with it correctly, you say, all right, I get what I want. But generally, we're not dealing with shit. We're afraid of it. We're worried about it. We're just we're letting fear make our decisions for us. And this is causing imbalance. Thus, we don't know for real what love is. We don't know what success is, because we're segmenting and compartmentalizing our reality, and we're trying to act like our emotions can flow like that. And it just don't. So this creates a buildup, and it also creates unrealistic expectations. I'm only going to want the best of life, and because I don't got the best in life, I'm not going to act. I'm not going to do this. You giving yourself excuses, basically. And this is it's going to be very difficult for people who can't address everything that they need to address. Because most people say, well, I don't really need to address it because I'm getting away with it. Can't you see my fake smile? And just because I'm giving you fake smile energy, and it's like people will show up in your life with fake smiles and expect you to just not be inquisitive at all. Because they've shown with the fake smile energy, you're supposed to be like, this is all there is to you. But a psychologically adept person is always going to figure out, like, once I do this and that, you're going to act different. And it might even get to the point where you advance, so you start to see how are they going to act in negative situations. Because that's what you need to figure out, as opposed to hoping that a negative situation don't ever come, because it will come. And it's like, if you with the right team member, if you prepare at the right level, it's different from like knowing what to expect and being with somebody that you prepared for and y'all a team versus somebody who, when shit just happened, is chaos. And a deeper, even more chaos is because you actually attracted it, because you're not dealing with because this is a powerful full moon. When I say powerful, I don't say good, I don't say bad. You know, if you dealing with bombs, your ass might blow up. But if you are actually doing the actual spiritual work, I'm a true believer in spiritual processes. But I'm also understanding that you got to actually do the shit. You got to know how it works, and you got to be serious in your endeavors. So say, for instance, we're doing spiritual work and we're in a relationship, and there's shadow work within our relationship. It's shadow work within our careers. I'm talking about me and my wife. We're going to have to deal with that shit. We can't just be like alakazam, alakazoo, abracadabra, because part of our emotional process is water and emotions. If we're not honest, then that's like a dam. What I mean by honest is like, maybe I want to do something that I'm not being able to do, but I'm just trying to make her happy, but I'm not having the conversation to say, hey, I want to do this, right? And it could turn out negative, it could turn out positive, but at the same time, if I'm not honest, I can only speak for myself. If I'm not honest, then it's a damn. Now, I'm a very spiritual person, and I can't have negative emotional relationship issues and bring that into my ritual, because that's disrupting and distracting my inner world. So sometimes we try to throw a rug over our fucking toxicity and our fucking savage ass relationships and try to stand on top of them and do pentagrams in the sky. It don't work like that. You're gonna have to live, like, you really got to deal with the real to real of all of your shit. And the beautiful part is that you can find it through your worry. What are you worried about? Start resolving that. Right? Start resolving that. Back to this moon. So this moon is going to conjunct the fixed star Algol, and Algol, let me see. Do I got the picture? I don't. So let's deal with this, because we're going to need some visual aid. Algol fixed star. So boom. The fixed star Algol, a rare triple star, an eclipse in binary, located in the Medusa'S head, carried in the left hand of the hero in the star Perseus. Do they have a picture of it? They don't. I can show y'all a better picture. So this is the head of Medusa, and the fixed star is right in her third eye. So this mythology is centered, and this fixed star is the fixed star of Medusa. So when you hear the mythology of Medusa, you might think that they're talking about a person, and they very well could be talking about a person, but they're also talking about a constellation in a star system, right? And it's a real energy, because men created the conversation in relation to our understanding of spirituality. So if we, like, if you telling me a story about something and you created it, I somehow got to take your story at face value. Right? I have to take your story at face value. But the reality is that as you do your deeper understanding, you do your deeper research, you'll see, okay, it's not really like that. And they really are talking about it from an aspect of fear. So I'm going to go over my quick notes, and we're going to do some reading, and we're going to really hammer home this aspect, because I want the women to be empowered this whole entire week in reference to their cosmological inheritance. Because Medusa is the third energy of the Gorgon. Now, two of the energies of the Gorgon is immortal. Now, Medusa is mortal, representing mortal women's aspect of the divine spiritual immortality. So you get to experience what it is to be mortal and immortal. So I want you to fully understand your power without a shadow of a doubt, but also you yield your power, stand in your power. Don't be afraid of your power. Don't let somebody who would fucking give you cunnilingus all for the rest of his life talk shit about you, right? Was gonna say dive in your muff, but y'all didn't probably would. That's probably an old reference. I wouldn't understand. Y'all probably don't understand cunnilingus either, but Men worship women, okay? The reality is that women don't worship themselves. The gods need to wake up their energy, but it has to be a real understanding of your God force energy. And you can find it in the cosmos. You can find it in the mythology. Okay. So this moon will be conjunct the fixed star, the head of the demon or the female demon or the wife of the devil. They choose these words very carefully in describing this energy. Oh Lordy. Algol embodies the energy that men fear in the feminine. She is not the mother face goddess. She is not your grandma. She is the passionate lover. She is the whore. She is the female kundalini energy resting at the base of your spine. Let's explain this a little further. And this is taken from Brady's Book of Fixed Stars. Algol was called Raz Algol. You might have heard that in Batman Begins, which means the head of the demon, and they consider her a female demon, a wife of the devil. Ptolemy labeled this star the brightest one of those in Gorgon's head. The Chinese called her the piled up corpses. And of course, you're talking about masculine energy who wants to be the king of the world. They don't want you to understand that you have an unconscious spiritual mind that's just as powerful as the physical world. They want you to engage in the outer world and let your outer world be reflective of your inner, because if you were to deal with your inner, your goddess, your Lilith, you would not submit to the patriarchy. However, if you have no concept of who you are as a spiritual being, you will submit to the physical and to the patriarchy by nature. You don't know how strong you are. This conversation is specifically for you to understand how strong you are from a cosmological perspective, from a mythological perspective. Therefore, you will walk with your head held head high. And then when you experience what you experience, you will understand that maybe it's a lesson in that, but otherwise, you're still a goddess, right? She refused to be submissive to his needs. Lilith then fled to paradise, where she became the demon of the wind. She was considered a curse since she gave sexual pleasure, and this was the cause of all male wet dreams. This eventually led Jewish, Muslim, and Christian cultures to the suppression of all sexual pleasures, which then led to the suppression of sexual women energy. Algol, listen to this, Algol thus embodied everything that men feared in the feminine. She is not the mother face goddess, but rather the passionate lover or the whore. She is female kundalini energy. And this is in the words of Barbara Black Cultive. I'm going to read a little further. Algol, this star, in reference to Algol, this star seems to contain immense female passion and power. It is the power of the feminine or the potential power of Mother Nature. And it is not to be called evil for being strong. Okay? The reason why you look at spiritual energy as being evil, or if you look at a thing called being devilish, is mainly because it's feminine and because it's powerful from a spiritual aspect, from a spiritual point of view. And so this outrage that exists in the world is because men are frustrated because they have no power. And these are our ancestors. This is not men today, but men today don't know no better, the same way as women don't know no better, because none of us created the world that we're in, okay? None of us created this world. We're all subject to the world that we were presented in. However, understanding it, there is a clear suppression of spiritual energy. And they won't tell you where your spiritual energy is. I'll tell you all the time, but y'all won't listen to me. Maybe now y'all start to open up your minds. Raise your kundalini. I got a whole book on teaching you how to raise your kundalini, exercises, everything that you need to know about raising your kundalini. But I ain't about to raise your kundalini for you. The book not going to raise your kundalini for you. But the reason why a person wouldn't raise their kundalini is because they don't find it important. They don't feel like this is something that they need to focus on. Well, I would hate to keep beating my head out here in these streets and feeling negative and looking at, what would be my power center as a negative thing. So let's look at this a little closer. This full moon takes place in Algol, and we can bear witness that it happens in this Medusa area of the sky. It represents the third eye of Medusa. But what is Medusa? Well, according to Judica Illis, Medusa is an ancient goddess that epitomizes the power and magic of menstruation. So every month you have a display of your power, and I guarantee if you don't tune in and tap into my wife or me, you probably think that your menstruation is an evil, negative aspect to your life. But don't y'all understand when they say that they chopped off Medusa's head is that they gave you regurgitation of how you should hate your period and hate your menstruation. And I'm going to make it make sense. Give me a second. According to Judica Illis, Medusa is the goddess of menstrual power, and it can be used to destroy or create. You can use your menstrual power to create a child, or you can use your menstrual power to destroy your baby daddy life. And y'all done did it. Y'all done wish bad on niggas during y'all menstruation, and he called you, my leg broke. I can't move. I need your help, baby, and I only want you to help me. And you like, so the reason that we can connect Medusa to the moon, to menstruation, is found in the word menses. Because what does menses mean? Menses means moon. Let's look at the etymology. Menses, etymology. Ooh, that was bad. Menses is a monthly discharge of blood from the uterus. Menses, plural menses, month, see, moon. So moon, menses, monthly, discharge blood from the uterus, moon, same word. So Medusa, heavenly body which revolves about the earth monthly. What? I don't even, what? How do those two, a heavenly body which revolves about the earth monthly? They're not talking about that fucking ball in the sky. Y'all know that, right? When we talk about the moon, we're not talking about that fucking ball. That ball is to fucking have us hypnotized. To us really thinking that that's what the moon is. We just explained that menses is a monthly discharge of blood from the uterus. Taken from the word month, but you can't get the word month without the word moon. So your monthly is the same as a moon, but let's just deal with it a little deeper. In the Ojibwe tradition, menstruation is known as moon time. Traditionally, a woman takes refuge at home during the time to rest and reflect. Women have great power during their moons. Women have great power during their moons. Women have great power during their moons. As they bleed, they're sloughing off the accumulated experience and stress of being a woman. Some of those experiences are painful or may contain negative energy, so we want to be careful that we don't interrupt that process. We're talking about purity, okay? We're talking about cutting, and we're talking about removing the negative energies so we can get to a place of purity. Now, I got a great book that'll help you do this at columbianexchange.com. It's called Womb. My wife put this book together. It helps women journal their actual cycle. You might think that you don't need it because you gonna do what you gonna do anyways, but have you kept track of what happens every month as your cycle and your hormones go up? I'm gonna tell you another thing about this ovulation. Ovulation is so amazing because it literally pulls all of the hormones in your body and pushes a egg out of the tube, and it's like this egg that's like being exposed for a day or so, and because of that egg being exposed, you'll be like, damn, I'm horny, right? But the reality is that's amazing. You got a high amount of hormones that's taking place that you might not even want a kid, but you can really tune in and tap into your manifestations. And you might not be on the track of this full moon that's in the sky. Your full moon your ovulation might be happening now. Your ovulation might be happening last week. Your new moon, full moon is different for each woman, but y'all all got a monthly, y'all all got a menses, and y'all all got power. And you can bear witness to your power. You can bear witness to your cycle. You need to begin to understand your cycles and how you think in relation to your hormones. Because if you have a high energy of estrogen, then you're not going to be thinking the same. And I know you can do it all. You done got it all. You done got it figured out. You boss hard big dog. But I'm just trying to give you some aid in reference to your inner world. Because yes, you do look good. Yes, you do got the money. And yes, you do be hitting us with the fake smile energy. But at the end of the day, what is that inner world looking like? But let's still deal with this moon. This moon will be in the nakshatra of Kritaka. Kritaka is ruled by the deity of Agni. Now, Kritaka is the first nakshatra, is the first cycle, is the beginning of a new lunar cycle. These key themes, I don't know what the hell they be talking about. I just be showing y'all the little image of the god. Kritaka represents Taurus energy, Taurus/Aries energy. So you got the fire of the earth. Kritaka represents a razor. The symbol is a razor, right? What does this razor symbol mean? It means cut all the bullshit out your life, right? It means start over. And from the spiritual perspective, you should be able to start off. From the human perspective, it's too much trauma and too much emotional energy for you to be able to tackle it all with your thoughts. We're talking about serious ritual. We're talking about serious magic. And we're talking about, if you're going to access this level of magic that exists within you, you're going to have to cut all of the self-defeating bullshit that you tell yourself all the time. Well, my daddy didn't love me like he was supposed to, blah, blah, blah type shit. Like, okay, what about your daddy when you was in 1540? I don't know who he is. Why you keep talking about shit that I don't remember? Because I'm keep trying to tell you that your emotions ain't really emotions. They just fake ass memories and fake ass imaginations. Even so, write the story in reference to what happened between you and your punk ass daddy and release it from your mind. That's active imagination. And sell a fucking short story on how your daddy ain't shit. And tell everybody in the world how much your daddy ain't shit. At least get paid for it. Because all the time you keep telling yourself that your daddy ain't shit, you wasting time and energy and you ain't getting paid. Write a goddamn novel about that nigga. Call it Papa Was a Rolling Stone, right? Since you want to let that be your dominant thoughts. Agni, the god of fire, is consuming, transforming, and transferring all of the bullshit out of your way. This is the fire of the soul, right? The fire of the soul is activated because Venus will be in sidereal Sagittarius, trining Uranus in sidereal Aries. That's two fire energies. So the thing about a trine is that you're dealing with synchronicity of the same elemental energy. So it's like a double down of fire energy. And when you talk about your twin flame, when you talk about the truth of your experience, you want it to consume all the bullshit that don't exist within that realm. You want to transform from being in a bullshit realm to being in a realm of truth. You want to transfer. You want to get into a vehicle and go from point A to point B with nothing stopping you. That's the opportunity of hypnotizing yourself. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Right? But this fire is that candle flame that will activate your subconscious mind to have you start to do some real fucking work out here in these streets. We talking about alignment. We talking about lunar eclipse. Now, this full moon lunar eclipse, even though it's fucking November, it represents the start of a lunar year. The sun clock is not the moon clock. The sun clock and the moon clock is different. Now, the sun starts over January 1st. The moon will start over November 19th. That's the beginning of your year. So this week, you should be doing the new year shit that you be doing, cleaning up, getting rid of shit, organizing, and things of that nature as you begin to prepare for a new cycle. If you do the spiritual work, if you do the ritualistic work, we outline how to fucking hypnotize yourself. Hypnotizing is how you heal yourself, period. You hypnotize yourself into your desires to the point that you acting in reference to your desires and nothing is stopping you because you're not watching fucking Tyler Perry movies all day. You're dealing with your meditation. So why do we deal with astrology? Like I said, Kritika, however you pronounce it, means creation, means to move. This is the beginning of a lunar cycle. We're going to observe these lunar cycles for another 13 lunar cycles and have these conversations and downloads. I'm going to be like it's another full moon lunar eclipse for another year. You should have a fucking intention that will say, next year, hood, I'm going to be in my bubble eye Benz on 20-inch rims. The next time you go live. The next time, hood, I'm going to be in my house that I manifested because I've been doing the work to reference the house that I manifested. This is having an intention and manifesting that. Black people, I need you to understand we not absolved from manifesting things in our lives. Black people, we're not absolved from meditating and opening up our third eye chakra and transferring our mundane spirit, our mundane energy, physical energy, and transferring it into the cosmos. Specifically to when Perseus cut off Medusa, he cut off our connection to the cosmos, but because I study sidereal astrology and Vedic astrology, I'm able to bring that connection back. See, I'm not just talking about stars and planets with y'all. I'm talking about your fucking menstruation. I'm talking about your moon energy. And I'm saying you need to get on top of that shit. I'm saying you need to understand your hormones. I'm saying you need to understand what's happening. Fellas, you can't be with a woman and just be like, turn over and give me that pussy. You got to understand what's happening on the inside, right? So this is the beginning. This is the creation. This is the vehicle. Your intentions and your manifestations will not be difficult over 2021 and 2022. Why? Because you're going from the inside out, because you're hypnotizing yourself in reference into the best life, and you're not worried about the other hypnotizing. Because what are they saying when they say 2022 is going to be crazy? What are they doing? They're hypnotizing you. Why? Because hypnotizing ain't good or bad. It's necessary. Y'all understand that, I hope. So, On the 19th, now this is some crazy shit. Venus will be conjunct the fixed star Nunki. I had to zoom in so far to get this fixed star. This is how much Venus is going to be conjunct this fixed star. Absolutely conjunct the fuck out of this fixed star this on November 19th. Venus, the planet of love, conjunct the fixed star of Nunki. Nunki represents feminine energy. It is the base of the arrow of Sagittarius. Is very much on big fucking leadership, authority, like being top dog, boss hog. And since it's trine or Uranus, so like I was saying earlier, Venus will be in Sagittarius, fire energy. Uranus will be in Aries, fire energy. And these energies will be trine. These energies will be in sync. These energies will be one. So Uranus is waking you up to your primordial start. This is very important as Black people. This is why the world is the way that it is, because it's not to say that we're starting over or resetting or things of that nature. It is just beginning at a new cycle. Now, is it Hotepian enough for me to say I don't know my previous lifetime mama and daddy? I don't care about them damn people. I don't even know them. So now you can bear witness to that, but it's not righteous to say like I don't be knowing people in reference to cycles and things of that nature. The people that I grew up with, I know them, I understand that they exist, but at the same time, I don't really care that much. Because we've been on too many cycles and too many loop-de-loops for me to be like, what I care about now is what I care about now. And I don't even know if I'm going to care about the same things come around the next cycle. And we reference this cycle of Uranus in reference to the cycle that's happening with the moon. Because if you look closer, you see that the moon and Uranus will be in proximity as we start off this lunar cycle. So we're bringing this fire energy, the Nakshatra energy, the god of fire. We're getting a lot of fire vibes. Fire could mean what you want it to mean. I view it as the unconscious or activating the subconscious mind and tuning into our primordial fire of being assertive and saying that this is what I want. Meaning that you see white people do this all the fucking time. Black people, we be in the fucking hood. Mentally, emotionally. Meaning that we can't even project the life that we want from a spiritual level because racism is that fucking real that it invades your spiritual understanding of what you can actually manifest. So the anxiety of the external world begins to be fucking digested in our spiritual practice. And this is why it's the most important thing to start from the inner world first. Because on the outer world, you clearly see racism, even if you don't want to see it. So these are some celebrities who were born conjunct Nunki. Rihanna's midhaven is conjunct Nunki down to the zero, probably a 0.39 minute conjunction, but damn near conjunct. Rihanna is a billionaire. So if her midhaven is conjunct Nunki, this is her career. This is what she gonna be in life. She gonna be a billionaire. Now, our goddamn Venus will be conjunct Niki as a collective. So maybe you have a daughter born. Oh, that's interesting. You could have a kid being born during this time. The kid that is born during this time is going to be extremely fortunate. Extremely, extremely fortunate. Based upon cosmological understandings. You can use Rihanna as an example. But you could also use this as an example. Now, this is creepy. Venus conjunct Nunki, heart rules the head and favors from the opposite sex and many friends. All right, that's that. But then Miley Cyrus was born with Venus conjunct Nunki, and Michael Jordan was born with Venus conjunct Nunki. This combination of two people, I instantly was like, what the hell? And I had to get my Googles, and I was like, don't Miley Cyrus got a fucking song called 23? She got a song called 23. And you know who produced it? Mike, like Michael Jordan. Mike Will made it. I said, that's weird. But even deeper, if you Google Michael Jordan and Miley Cyrus, you start to see some real weird shit, fam. Like, she really be wearing Michael Jordan jerseys, and she had a CD called 23. Like, she really, the only way that this, like, she don't be watching Michael Jordan basketball. She not no goddamn basketball fan. Maybe she is. I'm just talking popping shit. But at the same time, the only way that this makes sense to me is if people was doing goddamn sidereal astrologies, which I say that's the astrology that the elites use. The elites don't use Western astrology, fam. The reason why y'all think is because y'all tuned in and tapped into a hypnotic frequency. You're not going to be able to get in that much downloads until you start breaking down these goddamn nakshatras and these damn fixed stars. Once you get into these fixed stars, it's like, what the hell was you doing wearing all this Michael Jordan shit and y'all share the same goddamn conjunction of Nunki? Now, I'm saying all of this to say, hey, these is millionaires we talking about. This song got like 900, it's almost going to have 1 billion views in a second. By next year, this song going to have 1 billion views. Like, this song got crazy views. Rihanna, fucking billionaire. We just using all of these as analogies and understandings and correspondences to what could possibly happen in reference to our twin flame energy. See, what this shows me, you got to read the article, but I'm getting into explaining the twin flame portal. This is the fact of them being twin flames, Miley Cyrus and Michael Jordan. A twin flame don't always got to make perfect sense to you. But imagine if you put out a CD called 23 and you got $1 billion views and now you got generational wealth. I mean, you was probably born with generational wealth, but it's probably some black writers, black producers, black beat makers, black instrumentalists that don't got to go to work today because they worked on this fucking CD. I guarantee you it's a motherfucker right now that don't got to do shit because he know Mike Will. And Mike Will said, man, I need you to help me with this drum pattern. I got this shit with Miley Cyrus. I need you to write this line for Miley Cyrus. Dumb, stupid checks. That's twin flame energy. Twin flame energy, you got to expect the best thing to happen for you. And this is why I'm so hard on y'all to be real serious about your spiritual work this week, because I know that's a great miracle is happening for y'all. Without a shadow of a doubt, I ain't even gotta wonder, I ain't even gotta wish. The only thing that's gonna happen is if you don't do this work. And it'll just be another motherfucking Friday, right? I done lay a whole bunch of different shit out here to get y'all in the game this week. And y'all can read the article. If you got your period during this goddamn full moon lunar eclipse, then get to the fucking work with that shit, right? Get to the fucking work. Stop hating your period. Start loving your period, because your period is your power. Right? Hope y'all enjoyed this little broadcast, man. You know, I'm going to cut this up, upload some of this stuff again, so people who got that ADHD, they could tune in and tap into it, get their hypnosis controlled, because I'm going to leave this message, I'm going to leave y'all with this message, man. Hypnosis is not good or bad. Hypnosis is necessary, man. Y'all have a wonderful week. Be sure to email me, email my wife if you're interested. Get into your shadow work journal this week. For sure, get into your shadow work journal this week. Get into your kundalini energy this week. Ladies, get that ovulation energy together. Get that monthly energy together, because we all tuned in and tapped into the inner world as a collective family. And I'm not tuned in and tapped into your inner world. you tapped in and tuned into your own inner world. You feel me? So with that being said, man, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I love y'all. You know, much love to you and your families and everybody that love you.